Welcome to your weekly UAS news update. We have 3 stories for you this week. The Skydio CEO walks back their no weapon pledge. Interesting story there. A Sacramento Sheriff uses a DJI Avata 2 to disarm a suspect. That's kind of another crazy story. And then finally, the FBI seizes over 300 drones so far at the World Cup stadium. So let's get to it. And first up this week, Skydio CEO Adam Bry recently went on the Verge Decoder podcast and made a statement distancing the company from what they published in 2020, their principles that stated that they would not put weapons on their drones. Now, Bry confirmed that the US Army has already run experiments where they're mounting grenade droppers on the Skydio drones, and he argued that, drawing ethical red lines is dangerously misguided. Bry also said that the elected leaders are better position to make the call about what the system should be used for, saying that it's not our place to tell them what they can and can't do. This is obviously a big switch from the 2020 blog post that is titled Skydio Engagement and Responsible Use Principles. At the time of the recording, the blog post is actually still on the website and contains the following statement. We will not put weapons on our drone and will oppose fully autonomous lethal weapon systems. Our development process is focused on providing full automation, but we believe that lethal weapons should not be fully automated. I'm going to let you share in the comments what you think about this. Next up, we have an interesting use of a DJI Avata and one that arguably could be called an armed drone, maybe related to a previous story. This is in Sacramento County. The sheriff's office used a Avata 2 to disarm a barricaded suspect that was holding a knife. Now, instead of sending the deputies into a dangerous garage, the pilot attached a powerful magnet to the drone, flew it inside, and then literally pulled the knife right out of the suspect's hand. Now, granted, the suspect seemed to be unconscious, but still, I think this is a win nonetheless. It ensures that, a safe outcome for both the officers and the suspect, and just kind of a very, I wonder actually, did they have the magnet already ready, or did they decide at the last minute to kind of rig it? I'm interested in the answer here. But kudos to the team for doing that and to the pilot. Last up, the FBI has intercepted more than 300 unauthorized drones so far at the FIFA World Cup in 2026 across the United States in just the first 10 days of the tournament. Not a great showing for us as a community here. To give you some exact figures, this included 34 drones at the SoFi Stadium in LA, 39 in Dallas, 42 in Philly. And if you fly inside of one of these active World Cup temporary flight restriction, or TFR for short, you face up to $100,000 in criminal fines, and also a possible prison time, and of course the confiscation of the aircraft. Remember, the stadium ring is actually 3 nautical miles wide and up to 3,000 feet high on the game day. Remember also that a Part 107 certificate or a lens authorization means kind of absolutely nothing in this case inside of the TFR. It does not give you approval. Make sure that you check the TFRs before you go for a flight. If you're anywhere near the FIFA World Cup, please just stay grounded, just don't fly. And of course, the enforcement here is real and the FBI is not really messing around. And if you have legitimate commercial work in that area, the FAA did create a Department of Homeland Security authorization path, but you have to apply well in advance. TFR.faa.gov is where you would want to go to find those TFRs. And as always, don't be that guy. And then also the conversation here is going to continue in post-flight where we talk about these stories uncensored in the premium community. There's a link in the description. We'll see you on Monday for the live Q&A. Have a great weekend. And again, don't be that guy.